Welcome aspirants, welcome to SRIRAM's YT channel for this One PYQ day series. Today is the day of Indian society previous year question and I'm going to discuss one previous year question of Mains 2023. This question has appeared in GS paper 1 obviously, and we will start by directly looking into our question. The question was, explain why suicide among young women is increasing in Indian society. The 10 marker, 150 words. A very contemporary question. It's, you can categorize it as an Indian woman related issues, which is a very favorite theme of UPSC, and they have asked a very pertinent question because throughout the year, in one form or the another, this thing that young Indian woman, the suicide rates is increasing, and that is why the examiner posed this question. We will again look into the question very deeply. This is the first thumb rule of the mains answer writing, that you read the question carefully. Explain, they are saying, explain. This is the operative word. Why suicide among young women? Woman, that too young woman. There is a demography which they are targeting is increasing in Indian society. You have to explain only. The general format that is there is introduction, body, conclusion. This format can be obviously be applied here. But directly you will start with an introduction of your answer. What you will write? Introduction, as I say always, is the face of your answer. It should be good. It should be interesting. It should tell the examiner what you are going to write in the coming paragraphs. It should something which hooks examiner up. So introduction में जब हम बात करेंगे तो we will talk about it. You can either start with the data, the NCRB data, National Crime Record Bureau data, that how for 1 lakh young women, the suicide rate was roughly around, in 2011, it was roughly around 12.7. In 2021, this jumped it up to 17.5. That is the gap within 10 years. So with data you can start, or you can simply talk about the suicide among young women, that it is increasing precisely. You can start with, you can build upon the question that they have presented to you, that it is basically it's becoming a serious problem for the Indian society. For young women, this is a serious challenge. You can also start with a quote, either data point or quote, or simply building upon the statement. So suicide, which is what? Killing of oneself because of mental distress. The factors for suicide are what? Cultural factors are there, economic factors are there, psychological factors are there. There are variety of factors because of which suicide is taken as a choice. Suicide is a destination for those who have no destination. So young women in India are feeling very insecure. They feel that they don't have any destination. You can start the answer with this line also, the quote. This quote is directly from Valmiki Ramayana, that suicide is a destination for those who have no destination. The question is, why young women in India are feeling that they don't have any destination at all? So now comes what? The body, the main part of your answer. Here you will write down many points with subheadings and you will explain with examples. This is the best strategy you can think of while writing mains answer. The reason you will mention why suicides are increasing. Suicides are increasing because of the value shift that we see in Indian society, and young women are also subjected to these value shifts, like individualism, like hedonism, like materialism, like excessive ambitions. And there is a gap between ambition and achievements, and most of the time the disappointments, the failures, ये काफी absorb करना काफी tough होता है. तो इसकी वजह से हो रही है सुसाइड जो हो रहा है. One of the reasons. Second reason you will always write when about women issues and the challenge that they face is the norms of the society, which are still what? Patriarchal in nature. So these norms are deeply patriarchal in nature. patriarchal norms, they are everywhere, be it inside the family, be it outside the family. State institutions like police or judiciary, वहां भी देखो वुमन रिप्रेजेंटेशन काफी कम होता है. There is gender ceilings, there are pink collar occupations, because of which relative deprivation also young women feel. There is a relative deprivation. They are subjected to pink collar occupations, pay gaps, systematic violence, harassment, on many such issues because of patriarchal norms. They don't feel the sense of inclusion and belonging. So they don't have any destination. तीसरा यहाँ पे point you will mention that increasingly this idea that freedom, autonomy, agency, excessive nature of these ideas, obviously जब ऐसा होता है तो हम रेगुलेशन कम चाहते हैं. पेट्रियार्कल नॉर्म्स क्या है? रेगुलेटरी एस्पेक्ट. ये रेगुलेट करते हैं वुमन, यंग वुमन के मूवमेंट को, उसकी मैरिज चॉइस को, उसकी अदर क्लोथिंग चॉइसेस को, फूड चॉइसेस को. लेकिन इसका अपोजिट क्या है? एक्सेसिव फ्रीडम. That you don't belong. Then if you don't belong, you go for intercaste marriages, interreligious marriages, you sever your bond with the family, and because of the family collapse these days, ये बहुत बड़ा एक रीजन बनता जा रहा है. The loneliness pandemic which is raging, which is directly coming because what? Societal bonds are weakening. So as these young women, as what? Romantic partners, as daughters, as sisters, as employees, as friends, as colleagues, they are feeling the heat of this. So don't have avenues for what? Addressing their issues. एक बहुत बड़ा रीजन ये है. इसके अलावा एक बहुत बड़ा रीजन है स्टेट अपैथी. State has failed in this domain. This raging pandemic is there. People are suffering from helplessness, hopelessness, anxiety, restlessness, mental stress, mental duress. All these issues, the mental disorders that we are there, state has failed to respond to this unique challenge. We have shortages across the mental health care segment, जहां स्टेट को बहुत बड़ा रोल प्ले करना चाहिए, जो कि स्टेट प्ले नहीं कर पा रहा है. ये एक बहुत बड़ा एस्पेक्ट है. नाउ यंग वुमन जो कोहोर्ट है, they are subjected to these suicides, the heightened rate of suicide, because like Indian society, the larger Indian societal currents which are there, what are these currents? Success, ambition, achievements. ये जो ideas हैं, they are propelling the Indian society these days, and women are also subjected to it. And particularly this social media domain that you see, या डिजिटल जो फिनोमेना है, ये जो डिजिटल रियलिटी है, वर्चुअल रियलिटी है, दैट एड्स टू पुल्स एंड प्रेशर ग्रेटली. This is a dopamine driven culture these days. You want to be seen happy, you want to be happy all the time, which is not possible by the way. And that is why ये problems हो रही, ये problems यहाँ पे हो रही. Plus the systematic violence that women face, psychological violence, physical violence. Just look at the data, National Family Health Survey, NFHS data 5, which tells you that close to 31% of married Indian women are subjected to physical violence. I'm not talking about the psychological violence or mental violence that they get regularly subjected to. Harassment on roads, harassment inside offices, cyber bullying, molestation. There are many ways through which the life experience of young women is in a way is subjected to stress. ये एक बहुत बड़ा इशू है. और like the younger cohort which young women are part of, substance abuse also is becoming a serious issue. Substance abuse. To cope or to for entertainment, it could be for any other reason also. तो इनकी वजह से भी सुसाइड्स का जो प्रेवलेंस है यंग वुमन कोहॉर्ट में वो बढ़ता जा रहा है. तो जो उनकी चॉइसेस हैं, उनकी जो ऑटोनॉमी है, उनकी जो राइट्स हैं, वो यहां वायलेट होते हैं. एंड दे डोंट हैव एवेन्यूज टू escape all these challenges. So they don't have any destination. And for those who don't have any destination, suicide is the only destination. Now, you will mention all these. How this is a common, prevalent phenomena, be it any region of India. It is applicable in southern India also, developed states like Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, applicable in Bihar and Jharkhand also. It is applicable across religion, across caste groups, linguistic groups, ethnic groups, racial groups. It is applicable across all these categories. तो ये सीरियस चैलेंज है. इसीलिए तो ये मेंशन करोगे एग्जांपल्स के साथ, एंड देन देयर विल बी व्हाट, ए कंक्लूजन. कंक्लूजन क्या होगा यहां पे? इन कंक्लूजन यू विल मेंशन obviously that what can we do, how these women can find destinations. So you need to invest in government infrastructure. We need to make sure that societal जो एक कनेक्शन है, जो कोहेजन है सोसाइटी के अंदर, उसको और मजबूत किया जाए. देयर शुड बी हेल्पलाइंस, देयर शुड बी इमोशनल इंटेलिजेंस रिलेटेड टीचिंग curricula. It should be added into curricula, obviously in school and colleges, so that this idea should be percolated inside our brains and our cognitive functions, that challenges will come, failures will come, disappointments will come, but eventually we have to rise out of it. तो इमोशनल इंटेलिजेंस के लेक्चर से लेके काउंसलिंग तक, और हेल्पलाइन नंबर से लेके सोशल कोहेजन बढ़ाने तक, और रीच आउट करने तक, ये सारे जो फैक्टर्स हैं, इनको एक या दो लाइन में हमें कंक्लूजन में लिख देना है. एंड योर आंसर विल बी कंप्लीटेड. That's how you write the mains answer. This is a very interesting question because suicide is a very serious problem, increasing prevalence of suicide. However, they have asked or identified a very specific demography of a specific gender, young woman. And young women, like youngsters around the country, around the world, they have unique challenges. This is the age where you have to decide about your what? Job, where you have to decide your profession, have to take call on your marriages. So there are many such important milestones of life which occur here. And that is why they have asked this question. Clear? Okay. That's all. You can also join me on my Telegram channel. And thank you for giving me your time.